The patrol car's red and blue lights cut through the Georgia night like knives. Officer Dale Hutchins stepped out first, his hand already resting on his belt. His partner, rookie cop Mason Reed, followed close behind, flashlight sweeping across the dark highway. "License and registration," Dale barked at the black Mercedes pulled over on the shoulder. The window rolled down slowly. A black woman in her early 30s sat behind the wheel, her expression calm, too calm for Dale's liking. "Officer, is there a problem?" Her voice was steady, controlled. She wore a simple black blazer, her hair pulled back tight. Dale leaned closer, his breath heavy with coffee and contempt. "Yeah, there's a problem. You were swerving all over the road. Step out of the vehicle." "I wasn't swerving. I was changing lanes to avoid debris." "Did I ask for your life story?" Dale's voice rose sharp. "I said step out. Now." The woman's jaw tightened, but she complied. As she stood, Dale's eyes narrowed. "Mason, check the car. Something ain't right here." Mason hesitated. "Sir, she seems cooperative. Maybe you just do your damn job, rookie." Dale circled the woman like a predator. "What's your name?" "Maya Richardson." "Maya Richardson," Dale repeated mockingly. "And what's a Maya Richardson doing driving a Mercedes through our county at midnight?" "I'm traveling for work." "Work?" Dale laughed, cold and sharp. "Let me guess, you're a doctor. A lawyer. Or maybe you just borrowed this fancy car from someone who actually earned it." Maya's hands curled into fists at her sides, but her face remained stone. "I'd like to know what law I've broken, officer." "The law." Dale stepped closer, invading her space. "The law is whatever I say it is out here on this road. And right now, you look suspicious as hell." Mason emerged from searching the car, his face uncertain. "Sir, there's nothing. Keep looking." Dale cut him off. "Check the trunk. Check under the seats. People like her, they always hide something." Maya's voice dropped lower, colder. "People like me." "Yeah." Dale smiled, ugly and wide. "People who drive cars they can't afford, who think they're better than everyone else just because." "Because what, officer?" Maya's eyes locked onto his, unflinching. "Say it. Say what you really mean." The air between them crackled with tension. Mason shifted uncomfortably behind them, his flashlight beam shaking slightly. Dale leaned in close enough that Maya could smell the stale coffee on his breath. "You think you're smart, don't you? You think you can just exist in our world without consequences." His voice dropped to a whisper. "Out here, on this empty road, you're nobody. And nobody's coming to save you." Maya didn't blink, didn't move, just stared back at him with those dark, calculating eyes. "Turn around," Dale commanded. "Hands on the car." "On what grounds?" "On the grounds that I'm giving you a lawful order." Dale's hand moved to his weapon. "Turn around now, or I will make you turn around." Mason's voice cracked through the tension. "Sir, maybe we should just." "Shut up, Mason." Dale grabbed Maya's shoulder, spinning her around roughly. "Hands on the vehicle." As Maya's palms pressed against the cold metal of her Mercedes, Dale began patting her down, his hands lingering longer than necessary, more aggressive than protocol demanded. "You people always think you're special," he muttered near her ear. "Always think the rules don't apply to you. But out here, you're just another." His hand hit something under her blazer. Hard, rectangular. His eyes lit up. Well, what do we have here?" Dale pulled back her jacket, revealing a small black case clipped to her belt. "Mason, get over here." Mason jogged over, his young face pale in the flashlight beam. Dale's fingers fumbled with the case, popping it open. His face went from triumphant to confused in seconds. Inside was a badge, but not just any badge. Federal Bureau of Investigation. The gold eagle gleamed under the flashlight. Below it, printed clear as day, Special Agent Maya Richardson, FBI Counterterrorism Division. Dale's hand froze. The swagger drained from his body like water through a sieve. Maya turned slowly, her eyes now burning with something far more dangerous than anger. When she spoke, her voice was quiet, deadly quiet. Now, Officer Hutchins, let's talk about what happens when racist cops hunt the wrong woman. Mason stumbled backward, his face white as paper. Dale's mouth opened, but no sound came out. His hand was still holding her badge, trembling now. Maya took one step forward. Then another. Her whole demeanor had shifted, from victim to predator in a heartbeat. "You said nobody's coming to save me," she whispered, her words sharp as broken glass. "But here's the thing, Dale. I don't need saving. I am the one they send." The Georgia night suddenly felt a lot colder. Dale's hand dropped the badge case like it was burning him. It clattered against the asphalt, the sound echoing in the dead silence. His eyes darted to Mason, then back to Maya, searching for an escape that didn't exist. "Agent Richardson, we didn't know," his voice cracked, all that earlier confidence gone. Maya held up one finger. "Just one. Don't you dare stand there and tell me this would have been different if you'd known." She picked up her badge slowly, deliberately, never breaking eye contact. "You didn't pull me over because of swerving. You pulled me over because you saw a black woman in a nice car and your brain couldn't compute it." Mason backed up another step, his rookie instinct screaming at him to run. "Ma'am, I'm sorry, I was following orders. Following orders." Maya's laugh was bitter, sharp. "Where have we heard that before?" She turned her full attention to the younger cop. "How long you been on the force, Mason?" Three months, ma'am." 3 months. Maya nodded slowly. "And in 3 months, Dale here already taught you that it's okay to violate someone's rights. To put your hands on them without cause. To treat them like garbage because of the color of their skin." Mason's flashlight dropped to his side. His hands were shaking now. "No, I didn't want to. But you did." Maya's words cut clean. "You stood there and you watched. You searched my car knowing there was no probable cause. You became part of it." Dale found his voice again, desperate now. "Look, Agent Richardson, this is just a misunderstanding. We can forget this whole thing happened. Forget." Maya stepped closer to him, her eyes blazing. "You put your hands on a federal agent. You violated my Fourth Amendment rights. You threatened me on an empty highway in the middle of the night." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "And you think we're just going to forget?" Dale's hand moved instinctively toward his radio. Maya saw it before he even completed the thought. "Don't." Her command was steel. "You reach for that radio, and this goes from bad to career-ending in about 3 seconds." His hand froze mid-air. The silence stretched between them like a wire about to snap. Somewhere in the distance, a truck's horn echoed across the empty Georgia plains. Maya pulled out her phone, the screen's glow illuminating her face. "Here's what's going to happen now. I'm calling my supervisor. You're going to stand there, quiet, while I file an official complaint. Then you're going to." Dale's face twisted. The fear in his eyes morphed into something uglier, something cornered and dangerous. "You think you can threaten me? You think one badge changes everything?" "Dale." Mason's voice was a warning, high and thin. But Dale wasn't listening anymore. Years of unchecked power, of getting away with too much for too long, boiled over. "You come into our county, into our jurisdiction, and you think you can just, what? Ruin our lives because you got your feelings hurt." Maya's finger hovered over her phone. "Feelings hurt? Is that what you think this is?" "I think," Dale took a step forward, his chest puffed out, "that you're making a mountain out of a molehill. I think you're playing the race card because that's what your type does." "My type?" Maya's voice went dead calm. The kind of calm that comes before a storm. "Say that again." Dale's mouth opened, then closed. Some survival instinct finally kicking in. But it was too late. Maya's phone rang. She glanced at the screen, and something flickered across her face. Something that made both officers go rigid. "Hold that thought," she said quietly, answering the call. "Richardson." "Yes, sir, I'm here." "No, there's been a complication." She listened, her expression unreadable. Dale and Mason watched her like prey watching a snake, trying to gauge which way to run. "Understood. I'll handle it." Maya ended the call and looked up at them. When she spoke again, her voice had changed. Professional. Clipped. Military precise. "Gentlemen, we have a bigger problem than your blatant civil rights violations." Dale blinked, confused. "What?" 10 minutes ago, a credible threat was called into the FBI field office in Atlanta. Domestic terrorism. Target is the federal courthouse in Macon, about 40 miles from here. Maya's eyes swept the dark highway. "The suspects are traveling south on this exact route. Black SUV, Georgia plates. Armed and extremely dangerous." Mason's face went pale. "Here? On this highway?" "Yes." Maya turned back to her Mercedes, popping the trunk. "Which means, Officer Hutchins, that despite you being a racist piece of work who deserves to lose his badge." She pulled out a tactical vest and a locked weapons case. "I currently need your help." Dale's mouth fell open. You want us to help you." Maya strapped on the vest, her movements quick and efficient. "Want? No. Need. Unfortunately, yes." She unlocked the case, revealing a Glock 19 and extra magazines. "Every second we waste here is a second those terrorists get closer to killing innocent people." She turned to face them, fully geared now, and she looked different. Not like the woman they'd pulled over. Not like a victim. She looked like what she really was, a federal agent trained to hunt the most dangerous criminals in America. "So here's the deal," Maya said, her voice cutting through the night. "We put aside what just happened for the next hour. We stop that threat. We save lives." Her eyes locked onto Dale's. "And then you and I have a very long conversation about what happened tonight. With my supervisor. With your chief. And probably with a federal prosecutor." Dale swallowed hard. "And if we refuse?" Maya smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "Then I arrest you both right now for obstruction of a federal investigation, and those terrorists drive right past while you're sitting in county lockup." She tilted her head. "Your choice, officer. Be a racist or be a cop. You can't be both anymore." The weight of her words hung in the air like smoke. Mason spoke first, his voice shaky but determined. "I'll help. What do you need?" Maya nodded at him, a flicker of respect in her eyes. "Good man." She turned to Dale. "What about you, Hutchins? You ready to actually serve and protect? Or are you just here for the power trip?" Dale's jaw clenched. His pride warred with his survival instinct. Finally, through gritted teeth, he said, "What's the plan?" "The plan," Maya said, checking her weapon with practiced ease, "is we set up a roadblock 2 miles south. We intercept that SUV before it reaches Macon." She looked at both of them, her gaze hard. "But understand this, you follow my orders. You do exactly what I say. No questions. No attitude. No racism. Just professional law enforcement. Can you handle that?" Before either could answer, headlights appeared in the distance. Coming fast. Very fast. Maya's hand went to her weapon. Black SUV. Mason raised his binoculars, his voice tight. "Can't tell yet, coming up quick though."